Welcome back. Well, might be a stunning day out in the west for Timmy B, but out here in the Riverina, it's a bit cloudy. Not sure how this is going to go. We're going to go mowing, and I have a sneaking suspicion, by the grace of God, we might get a wet ass. It seems dark, Eddie. What's going on the side here? We've lost all our bloody guards. Probably make it easier to find our dipstick. There she blows. See how much oil we got in this beast. She's pretty good at running it out at the moment. Oh yeah. Try again. It's over full to me. Tab, there it is. Yeah, just a bit above ad too. Got me mother, got me GoPro here. What more could a budding YouTuber need? Here's our massive mower. Get him up off the ground. We're going to head out the back. Jimmy's rowed a few rows in this. This is what we call the creek paddock here. He's done the neck of the creek paddock. It's a bit of a narrow point in the paddock. So he's done all the hard work for me. That's good. It's coming up to the main croppy now. More good looking barley we're knocking down here. I wonder if we're doing the right thing. We always wonder if we're doing the right thing, but anyway, got to do something. If this rain doesn't eventuate, we might be glad we did it. Right, here we are. Jump in our line. We've got the old Trimble 1000 screen going here. Let's line her up. A few trees to contend with early. That's not very good considering I just starting this for the first time again after 12 month break. Just knock him into gear. She's away. Rev him up to 1000 PDO. Which I presume is somewhere there. Positive. Righto. We're in gear. Take into the ground. And away we go. Chuck a skip in here. And see if we're missing any. What are we going? 15 k's for this job. I adjusted my 3-point linkage, it's right. Now we're coming up to a hole. Let me concentrate on these trees, I'll come back to you. And first things first, the most exciting part of this particular video, we are up to 5,000 subscribers. Thank you all, you legends. We've done that in just over 6 months, so I'm really happy. Hopefully we can get up to, 8, maybe even 10 by the end of the year. That'd be awesome. I can't believe the response that this channel's had. It seems to be still growing quite rapidly. We're picked up, I think, 700 subscribers in the last month, so going very, very well. Thank you very much. Make sure you comment, like, and subscribe if you want to, and yeah, we will continue doing what we do best. Coming into harvest, we should have some awesome footage coming up for you guys very soon. Well, we got out of the trees. She's cutting real nice anyway. 15 k's an hour. Right, first corner. Let's see how well I can nail this. it up, swing to the other side. Had someone tell me there last night that I should have got a decent mower so you don't have to go round and round in circles all day off my last YouTube. He didn't realise it could swing to the other side. He got confused because I was doing everything in the headlands in my last video. I'm back at the 15 case. Anyway, shout out to that legend, and shout out to any of you legends who are buying merch. It's been a little bit slow lately. I've given you some break. I haven't bloody done any spruiking, but at the end of the day, we're getting a few less sales, so you're going to get it from me now. Make sure you head on over to the store and get yourself a hat, hoodie. It's still cold. Still cold. You could still rock a hoodie, but the t-shirt's probably more in vogue at the moment. Go and get yourself an American Iron Australian Farming t-shirt. They look absolutely sensational stuff. And make sure you get plenty of hats because it's coming into summer. Definitely need hats. I'm not going to lie, this wasn't a great spot to start if I'm being really honest. It's testing all of my skills back out early. Luckily I did a fair bit of it last year. Swing it back in a bit here. And back out we go. Yeah, I missed a little bit. Oh, that could have been nasty. Thankfully the mower rode up over that on that last run. She just bumped over the top of it, didn't bust any blades or anything, unbelievably. That's a monstrous root. Yeah, check him under the tree. Can stay there with the star picket. Don't know why there's a star picket under the tree, but that's where it can stay. Crikey, she's cool out here. Bit of a leaky boy underneath there. Everything else looks to be in order. She's a solid window. Solid, solid, solid. Nice and wide, but busted a couple of, what's it, this side? Yeah, it was this side. Busted a couple of these last week that seem to be holding up okay at the moment. This is a new one, but it's don't know what was breaking them really. Anyway, back into it. And we're back out. Getting some nice straighter runs at the moment. That's good. Continue on. Still going up and back and up and back. I don't know how many hectares I've done for the day, but it's probably around 40 or 50 hectares I would hazard a guess at. Doing around 6.1 hectares per hour, so pretty slow going. Up and back, as you would have seen from the time lapse. The boys got the macerator going behind us, so that should answer a question from the last video. Why don't we spread the windrows a bit wider? He mentioned a butterfly mower and a couple of things. Actually, none of our Magnums actually have a front linkage on them, and I'm not 100% sure. Someone can tell me if any Magnums have a front linkage on them. I'm not sure. I reckon they probably do, but we don't have one. So that goes the butterfly mower. He was talking about a butterfly mower. We can't have a butterfly mower because we don't have a Magnum that can do it. When we bought this Massey, wherever it is, over here. When we bought this Massey, we went through the age-old question of should we buy a windrow and put a mower deck on the front. We've looked at this a couple of times, not just for the mowing, but for windrowing in general. We just think to buy a new one, you can buy a second-hand one. We could definitely buy a 205 or something, a Macdon 205, but we haven't got fronts that fit them. They are expensive to get into. The supply at the time when we were looking last time was sort of that COVID area. It was pretty hard to get Macdon anything. We'd need basically two different size fronts that couldn't be used for anything else, plus a mower conditioner front that could be used for mower conditioning. Like, there's no worries there. And the windrow tractor itself, it just wasn't financially viable. We do, I think we're about, the last time I checked, we were about 2,700 hectares of canola, and that's right on the borderline. So if you were to buy something with all the fronts and everything, you could pay it off in about 7 or 8 years, I think, which is probably okay, but for it was north of $500,000 outlay. We just haven't gone down that road, and to be honest with you now, I myself am pushing more towards direct heading canola anyway. I think that's the way everyone's going to go in the future. It's just a matter of time. With these mesh seals and better fronts and whatever nowadays, I'm hoping those John Deere fronts could be pretty good in the direct headed stuff. Not sure if I'm going to go that way completely. Anything that we usually put corn behind, I think still needs to be windrowed and picked up with a pickup front, so we're not going to get out of using the pickup fronts or buying the pickup fronts. But at the end of the day, you might do 50% with windrow just to get it off, so we can get the corn in behind it afterwards, and then get it off early is what I'm trying to get at. And then by that stage, hopefully the direct head stuff's sort of still fairly green and ready to go. Yeah, I find picking up windrows with the headers very agricultural. If they're not perfectly smooth and well made, if they've got a lot of beaver hearts, if they're difference in height, all this sort of stuff, it sort of tends to unload and load a combine a fair bit. So I don't know, the more I do it, the less I like doing it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to really love direct heading that much, because in the past I've done it before, and it's nearly every time we do it, it's ringing wet for whatever reason. So you go, this direct heading is just terrible. But I just don't think our fronts were up to the job, and I don't think that any of the other fronts on the market were doing a very good job direct heading canola either, including the Macdon. So it's all got to do, we used the Macdons there one year, and I found that the distance between the drum and the center belt was too close, and it was just a great way to block your drum 100 times a day. So yeah, I don't think that was very good. With these new HD50 fronts from John Deere, I think we can get away with it, particularly them the retractable fingers on the back auger. But that's the plan. But so that goes back to the original question: is why don't we use a windrow or have some sort of windrow with a mower on it? That's why we don't have it. We always get a contractor for our windrowing, so we've got those costs. But at the end of the day, he's a pretty good operator in the district, and he always tends to get to us when we need to, so what's the point in rushing to replace him? I will on that note, I will say it's about the last thing that we contract out. It's like, it's the only thing that we don't do ourselves, maybe excavator work and a few other things like that, but we're almost an in-house shop completely now when it comes to contracting and those sorts of things. So, yeah. Anyway, that's a bit of an explanation why we bought this Massey mower. It's only 2 years old. Does a pretty good job. Not too many breakdowns so far. I managed to lose a wheel off it in the first year, but to be fair, I should have tightened the thing up. It was brand new, just put it to work, and I didn't check the wheel nuts, but I should have. It died after numerous hours, so it wasn't really the dealer's fault. Anyway guys, that pretty much sums up the mowing. Forward back. Gonna do, well, it's still up in the air how much we're gonna do. By the time I finish this paddock, we'll be 200 hectares down. It's really hard to know what to do, whether to keep going or not, but I think we'll probably end up doing a bit more. But we're talking about a top end of 400, which is a lot of bales, so going to be a fair bit of bale footage coming up. Anyway, I'll leave you with a bit of a look at the Massey unfiltered, as it were. Bit of a Mike Mitchell montage there. No talking, just action. Love it. And here we are. We've had an upgrade the next day. 9.1 kilometers on the macerator. So this should answer a few of the questions that we had, or one of the questions I had on the last videos. Why do we keep it in rows and not just leave it flat on the ground so we can go back and macerate? Just speeds up the curing process, speeds up the drying down time. Our Massey razor bar has a very good crimp roller at the back, so it's as good as you can get from a mower, but this thing just supercharges that idea. It's basically the same set of crimp rollers in the back. Next time I stop, I'll get out and show you, because this thing has blocked on me 3 times already, so next time it blocks up, I'll show you. But for now, we're going good. While everything's going good, we continue on. Let's not stop. But I'll show you in the hay the difference between the two. And now 150 Maxim here with a shirt grabber. It's not really a shirt grabber, but it's still a go-to fingers. Plowing on. Got 13,000 hours on this bad boy. It's going pretty good here at the moment. Essentially, it's just a pickup on the front of that macerator, rollers in the back. That's it. Some people call it, I think, a super conditioner. Anyway, next time it blocks, I'll get out and show you. Well, that didn't take long. Probably about 2 runs, so that's not too bad. A little bit of a blocky block I got to pull out there, but I thought I'd just show you the difference between the rows here. Let me pull this block out first. Nice. Right. So, this is the macerator. Pickup on the front, same as a baler, and then in the back here, 2 rubber rollers. No, sorry. 2 rubber rollers, 2 steel rollers, so super conditioning effect. So the Massey mower has 2 steel rollers at the back. This one's got 2 rubber rollers and 2 steel rollers as well. It's a super conditioner. So this is the effect you get off the mower. 1 crimp there. So that every time it's been crimped, that's been hit by the conditioner in the back of the mower. One there, one there, one there. Doesn't seem to be one there, so there's a fairly long piece that it has to dry from either end. Crimp there, crimp there, crimp there, crimp there, right? So that's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. That's why we bought this. One of the reasons we bought this Massey, because it does a pretty good job at crimping on the way through. They call it a razor bar for a reason. This one has been through the super conditioner. So there's one there, there's one right on that node there, there. That's actually like super floppy. So there's been one there, one there, one there, one there, one there. You get the effect. It's like it just crimps the shit out of everything. That's the idea of it. Knocks around the seeds a little bit in the head. So let's just have another go here. This is straight out of the mower's run. Again, what do we got here? So there's no break in that until there, so that's a long piece for it to dry down. Pretty green and tough looking too. One there, one there, one there. So there's only 4 crimps in that whole thing, so that's just gone straight through the mower, straight through like that. Right? I'll go and get one more of the super condition piece. So that's one there, one there, one there. May have been one there as well, I think. There, 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 there. You get the idea. It just crimps it more. That's the idea of it. Just crimps it more and allows it to dry down quicker. That's the whole purpose of the super conditioner. It's an old machine. It's prone to stopping and breaking down and carrying on. But at the end of the day, it does speed up the drying process, and hopefully that gives us better, more saleable hay quicker at the end of the job. So we don't use this every year, but because we're doing such a large amount this year, we decided to get it back out just to try and speed the process up, get it done before harvest, because we've got to deal with so many bales. And that's the big girl in situ. Same process. Go and pick up every single row and dry and just get them drying down quicker. It's pretty much going to fill in my whole day unless we have a breakdown. Hopefully we don't have any breakdowns. Let's go and find out, dudes. Super conditioner is it squeezes the rollers with airbag pressure. Air tank, airbags. You can just dial them up or down to give it more squeeze if you want to, but they spent a fair bit of time yesterday getting it set up right so it's running right. Not knocking the crop around too much, but still doing its job. So let's go get into it. Oh, hello, you're back again. Just finishing up this paddock. Doesn't look like I'm finishing up the paddock, but that's what I'm doing. This stuff here, it's a bit wider. Well, definitely wider than my fluffed row, but it's a little bit wider because it was done about 2 days earlier. It was chopped, did 40 hectares here, and then went and did another job, come back, and this is about 2 to 3 days later this got cut. So I'm not going to hit that with the macerator. I'm only hitting these newer rows with the macerator, and we should be able to see a bit of a difference. We'll come back, see if this bales, we'll see if this bales first, which one has better moisture, even though this one is 2 days, it's been on the ground 2 days longer essentially. So it should be a little good test for the macerator anyway. I'm about to finish this paddock. This is the last run here. You can see it's a bit wider, a bit flatter. I think the boys stuffed up the deck on the back of the mower or something. It only happened for one run, but my macerator's barely fitting it in there. In fact, it's not. It's spilling it aside, but it's good enough for this job. I'm going to go into this other creek paddock where I was mowing yesterday and do some macerating in there, but that's about all I've got to show you guys. Come back probably later on in the week, see what other footage we can find for the week, but yeah, we should have this macerating done 2 or 3 days and then be on to something else. Gordy and man shearing later on in the week. We may get stuck in the shearing shed yet. We'll soon find out when we get there. Tuesday today, Oakland's balls on Friday, so that should be something, and yeah, that'll lead us into the next video anyway. Alright, we will see you all on the next one. I don't get